You guys, I'm starting a series here on YouTube all about human design and business. Being able to use human design in your business strategy, your messaging, your visibility, breaking down all the different aspects and understanding how they affect your business and the profitability of your business, the way that you attract clients, all of the things. I'm so excited to start up this series because I needed a little inspiration, a little bit of something that could help me figure out what to talk about every week. So here we go. It's going to be the next couple of months and buckle up because this is going to be a fantastic series. If you want to know how to use your human design in your business and your marketing, hit subscribe because this is going to be really, really good. If we haven't met, I am Rachel and I am the creator of Athena AI. It feels a little crazy to say that. She is my little, how do I want to describe her? She is my brain in the computer. I have created ChatGPT bots before and used Claude. She is not either of those. She is separate from them. And she remembers not only your human design, but she understands your business and what your goals are and where you're going and who your ideal client is and your offers. And she remembers all of that to keep you focused. The thing that I've noticed both with Claude and ChatGPT is that even if it knows what my offers are, knows my ideal client, it doesn't always write with it. It doesn't always keep me in the right path and keep me like on the straight and narrow with what my message is in my manifesto, right? My vision, client, or my ideal clients, all of it. It takes me off track. Athena keeps everything right there. She is there to be a strategic partner, a copywriter, a human design expert, all in your back pocket to understand how to use your human design in your messaging so that you're attracting ideal clients along with being your actual authentic self. Super excited. I'm going to drop the details below because I'm welcoming founding members right now. So if you want to get in on this round of founding members, check it out. I'm so excited for her to be like out in the world. So anyway, let's get on to today's episode, the first one in the series of human design and for business. This episode, we're going to be talking about why you're still the best kept secret. I talk about this a lot with clients because most of the clients coming to me still feel invisible online. They have clients, they get amazing results, they're selling, but they still feel like they're not popping off. Things are not like really growing at the rate that they want. They're just kind of trying to strategize and fix the problem, but not really doing any of that, right? And they're feeling stuck and plateaued where they're at without a whole lot of movement towards their goals, towards the legacy and the impact that they truly want to leave. This episode, I want to talk about why that is and what you can do about it. So, why I believe this happens, why, and I've seen this within my own business as well. When we hit a plateau, and Manny Gens hit the plateau a lot, by the way. If you're a Manny Gen, all the types will hit certain plateaus, but the Manny Gens, man, we just like to do everything extra. We hit plateaus a lot. But when we hit a plateau, it is a time for us to go, what is working and what's not working? It's not a time to panic. I know that sometimes I will panic. I will sit here and go, oh crap, why? What? It's plateau is when things stop working the way that you thought that they would. Maybe a launch doesn't go as well. Maybe your visibility and your like views go down. Maybe you had a lot of one-to-ones reaching out and suddenly you're not anymore. There is something in your business that kind of screeches to a halt and you're sitting on a plateau and nothing seems to be working the way it used to. And it just doesn't, like everything that you do sort of makes it worse. Like you try and strategize and go, okay, I post more, or maybe I'll launch again right away, or you, all the things that you're trying to do to get off of this plateau actually end up making it worse. And the reason that this is happening is because you have probably set a goal for yourself, right? Set a pretty impressive, like, I'm going to triple my income or whatever. I want double the number of people in my offers. And getting there is going to take a very different you than what has gotten you to where you're at. Okay. So this happened to me last year. I set a really big goal, had a launch, and it didn't go well. And I was like, man, You have all the feelings when things don't go the way that you want them to. And I had to it took me a couple months to really sit with it and go, why? Why did that not go well? And I realized that the things that I was doing, that the offers that I had out there weren't actually what I wanted to be offering. It was what I thought sells, what I thought people wanted, not what I was truly lit up, not what I'm truly gifted at doing. And it caused everything to screech to a halt because the universe was like, you're never going to get to that big goal doing something that's not in alignment. My soul would not let me. It would not let me. So I had to ask the harder questions of where am I creating out of fear and anxiety and people pleasing, all my undefined centers, by the way, like when you're sitting on this plateau and you're looking at things going, why isn't it working? I want you to look at your undefined centers in your chart because they are going to be massive clues to why things aren't working. You are probably trying to prove something, you're overthinking something, you're people pleasing. You're trying to force the message. You're trying to show up too consistently that's not in alignment for you, whatever. Your undefined centers are the clues to why this is happening. Because when we put this massive goal out there and we want to get to the next level, we have to be the next level version of ourselves. And being in the next level version of yourself is not the conditioned version of you. It's not your white, undefined parts of your chart. Athena helps you figure this out, by the way. You have to be in your definition, the defined energy of your chart, your authentic self, the way that you want to be, the way that you want to show up. You're not going to do it with a strategy that never really felt like you, that was designed by someone else's energy, right? This is the thing that drives me. I'm just going to caveat this for a second. The hill that I will die on. People figure out a strategy. They kind of stumble on it because they were doing their authentic self, just kind of mumbling around. They figured out something that worked. And now they're like, cool, I can teach this to other people. And so they go and take that framework. Boom. Here's your framework to get to XYZ. Except it was designed by their energy, them showing up, figuring it out for themselves. You kind of have to do that yourself. You need to figure out what works for you. There are shortcuts. Yes, absolutely. But by and large, every strategy can work. It is limitless in the number of strategies. What worked for them isn't necessarily going to work for you. You have to carve your own path and figure it out. Like being yourself is first and foremost the essence of what is going to make you successful. Okay. Caveat over. So you're sitting here on this plateau going, all right, how am I actually showing up? What offers am I offering? Do they still feel in alignment, or am I selling it because it's sold before or because someone said that that's what sells, whatever. And then are you really, truly showing up fully yourself, like unapologetically full out you? Because I know I sometimes play small. I know I feel like I do better here on YouTube, but Instagram still feels like I'm trying to cram myself into a box a little bit and figuring out, how do I really want to show up? How do I want to be in that platform? But so often we are playing small. We're taking our bigness, our energy, our essence, and trying to shove it into a box, going, okay, I have to talk about the pain points and I got to have a hook and I got to keep them interested for 90 seconds or whatever and people are saying. And it messes with our head. It makes us create messaging from our head and not our heart space. We're not connected to our higher self. We're not connected to our ideal clients. And I guarantee you, it is not going to connect with your audience. Okay. So your undefined centers are the clues to where you're showing up with conditioning, where you're showing up not as yourself, not as your true self. Okay. Which means on the flip side, then your definition is where you show up as yourself, where you can unleash the full energy of who you are. I can't remember who I heard it from once, but they said that your defined centers are where you feel like you're too much, and your undefined centers are where you feel like you're not enough. And I felt like that's so spot on. Like an undefined will never feels like what they're doing is enough. They will always feel like they could be better. Versus maybe somebody with a defined sacral feels like their Like, their energy is almost too much. Like, when I really unleash myself, I unleash my full authentic self, it's definitely feels like, "Oh my gosh, I don't wanna overpower people." I have big energy. I'm a many gen. I have lots of defined centers. I can overpower you. I don't want to overpower you. I just wanna show up as myself, right? We feel like we're too much. Okay. But it is also your defined energy that is why people come to you. It's what makes you magnetic. It's what, when you show up with that energy, that's what people makes them lean in, makes them go, "Ooh, what is she saying?" This is when you talk about things that no one else is talking about, where you find a way to articulate something that makes someone go, "I've never heard it like that before." You said it in such a way that, like, I've listened to so many different people talk about the same topic, but the way you said it, it like blew my mind. That's how you know that you're in your defined authentic energy, is because people did they just like lean in and they're like, "Yes, that's what I want." And that's truly what we want when we show up in our marketing. We want people leaning in. We want people going, "Oh my gosh, what else do you have to say? I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to buy it." But when we are showing up with that undefined energy going, "Gosh, what do I need to say to make someone buy?" Or how can I make sure that they see the value in this? How can I make sure that I've got all of the XYZ tactics to scarcity and making sure that they know that this is limited and up, like all of that, I know for a fact that it makes you want to throw up in your mouth. All of it. And here's the thing. The crazy thing with that though is that those tactics are helpful at times. They are, but only when you have your energy locked in first. Then we can talk about limited spots and doors closing, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't have your energy locked in first, it won't freaking matter. You can do every tactic in the book, explain it with clear as day language, and it still won't sell. It still will be like pulling teeth to get people interested. What sets you apart from everyone else is how you show up as you. Only you can say what you can say. Only you can do what you can do, right? We forget so often that marketing is a game of who can be themselves. Can you be yourself? Look around at the people that you admire the most. What do you admire about them? You admire that they can show up so effortlessly, that it feels so natural for them to be on camera, or they always have a beautiful way of saying it. And the reason for that is because they trust the words that are coming out of their mouth. They trust their authentic expression. They trust the work that they're doing. They trust their marketing. They're not needing to convey the value of it. They know that the value will come through regardless. With human design, not only does it show us how we're showing up in that conditioned, like, I need you to understand this, I need you to understand the value of my work stance, versus showing up as yourself. It makes such a beautiful roadmap for people. And the thing that has kind of frustrated me over the last few years is I felt like I needed me in this equation to really show you, here's how you want to show up. Because every time I read a chart, every time I help a client, like they get it. They're like, "God, yes, this is what I want to talk about." And then they're able to go and do it. But it took me. And creating Athena, I feel like, is the way that I can take me and give it to you in a way that is affordable and honestly also doesn't take a ton of, it's not me, it's not me showing up all the time, right? But she's still me because she's my brain. I programmed her. So I want to ask you, with your marketing and being the best kept secret, how do you feel about really showing up more as yourself? What do you think is missing in your expression? What do you like? Are you not talking about something that you really want to talk about? Are you stuck in the like, "Gosh, I just trying to stick to a strategy?" I see this, I see this a lot. Like, you'll get the course that tells you whatever strategy, and then you're like, "I just have to stick to the strategy." And you're kind of like killing yourself while you're trying to stick to the strategy. And instead of really understanding how you want to show up and then being that first and then using the strategy, that's the beauty of it. Okay. Like, I had a client, Saskia. I have probably used this example a lot, but she had paid so much money to a company that created her entire funnel for her. It was a Facebook ad to book a call. She hadn't booked any calls for months and months, none. She was booking calls, but she wasn't signing clients. And it was starting to feel like, am I bad at sales? That's what she was thinking. Like, am I bad at sales? And after looking at her funnel, her messaging, what she was offering, and then looking at her human design chart, I was like, girl, this is not you. This is like some weird mashup of you. And she was like, you're right. It's not me. I don't want to talk about that. That's not who I want. That's not the ideal client that I want. None of it. Revamped the whole thing. She turned ads back on, and the first person to book a call signed without objection. Like, this is what I'm talking about. We have to understand what it is that we are here to say, our conviction, our confidence, so that when we put it into the strategy, like, we didn't change the strategy for her. It was still Facebook ad to book a call to the offer. The strategy was the same. What we did was tweaked how she was showing up, what she was talking about, and what the offer was. That's what changed. She was able to show up as herself. So when she got on calls, she didn't feel like she had to follow a script. She just knew it. She already, because she's an expert. She was so good at what she did. But because they were trying to cram her into a way of doing something that really wasn't her, she felt out of place. And when you feel like you're a fish out of water, when you're talking with somebody, you're stumbling over your words, you don't have confidence. Oh my God, it's a complete confidence killer. And then you will get up in your head and start thinking about, like, why? What am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to say it like that? I don't know. Right? And then you think it's your sales skills. It's not, guys. It's not. It's truly you understanding how you want to show up, your conviction, your confidence. I think another example is that maybe when you first got started, I have several clients like this. They first start their business or a business, and they really don't know what they're doing. They're just following their heart. They're just putting it out there, and it does so well. Like, books out, retreats completely fill, like, no problem, right? Then they're like, okay, I really want to create a business. And so they go, okay, how do I create a business? And, oh, I must have to do it this way, and this is the strategy, and this is what I'm supposed to talk about. And they put it out there and they get no results. Like, no one signs up. And they're looking at it going, why? The reason this happens, guys, is because initially you were just yourself. You didn't have all these filters of what you're supposed to talk about, how it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to look like on top of you. You were just you showing up with your heart and your conviction and sharing what you wanted to share. And then you went and put strategy on top of it. You lost yourself. And that's okay. I've done the same thing. Oh my God, I've done the same thing. 1000% did that last year. I thought in order to scale the business and to have the income growth that I wanted, I had to have a specific strategy. And lo and behold, it didn't work. I had to come back and figure out who's me? Well, how do I want to do this? How do I really want to show up? What do I really want to talk about? It can't look like everyone else because it's me. I am unique. You are unique. We each are unique. So knowing how you want to show up is so, so paramount. Okay. So this is there's so much we could go into, but let's leave this episode here. Okay. The one thing I want to leave you with is that if you feel like you're sitting on that plateau and things aren't moving, I want you looking at your centers, your undefined centers and your defined centers, and really ask yourself, are you showing up out of fear and scarcity and proving yourself? Or are you holding back being your truest self because you think that's not the way that success is made or the way that you're supposed to do it? There's so much you can learn from just asking yourself those questions. So, and if you want Athena to help you do this, check out the link below, and I'll see you in the next episode of the series.
Your voice is the portal, not the plan, not the template, not the trend.